Breaking news: Nigerian journalists may soon join military operations. FG unveils new security media strategy. What if journalists could witness military operations firsthand, instead of reporting from a distance? What if Nigerians could see the realities of the war against terrorism, banditry, and insurgency directly through the eyes of independent reporters? In a potentially game-changing move, Nigeria's federal government is considering allowing journalists to accompany military personnel during selected security operations. Supporters say it could boost transparency and public trust. Critics warn it could expose reporters to unprecedented risks. Today, we'll examine what this proposal means for Nigeria's security landscape, the media industry, and millions of Nigerians at home and abroad. Stay with us, because later in this report, we'll reveal how similar programs have worked in countries like the United States and the United Kingdom, and whether Nigeria is prepared for such a bold step. Welcome to Africa Global Opportunities TV, your trusted source for African development, security, investment, and global affairs. If you're passionate about Africa's future, subscribe now and turn on notifications. The federal government has announced plans to explore a new initiative that could fundamentally change security reporting in Nigeria. Speaking at the National Security Summit organized by the Nigeria Union of Journalists in Abuja, the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, revealed that the government is considering allowing journalists to accompany military personnel during selected operations. The minister was represented by his special advisor, Rear Admiral Olusanya Bankole. According to the Defense Ministry, the objective is to strengthen collaboration between security agencies and the media while improving public understanding of military activities across the country. For years, one of the biggest challenges facing Nigeria's security sector has been the information gap between what happens on the battlefield and what reaches the public. Military officials have often argued that misinformation, propaganda, and incomplete reporting can distort public perception of security operations. The proposed initiative seeks to bridge that gap by giving journalists direct access to observe selected missions and interact more closely with security personnel. But could this move actually improve public confidence in the military? And more importantly, can journalists safely operate alongside troops in some of Nigeria's most dangerous conflict zones? We'll examine both sides of the debate in just a moment. Nigeria continues to face multiple security challenges. These include insurgency in the northeast, banditry in parts of the northwest, farmer-herder conflicts, kidnapping networks, and emerging threats in several regions. Security operations often occur in remote areas where independent verification is difficult. As a result, the public frequently relies on official statements, social media reports, and second-hand accounts. Allowing journalists to accompany military units could provide more direct, credible, and detailed reporting from the field. Supporters argue that embedded journalism could help Nigerians better understand the sacrifices made by security personnel and the complexities involved in combating terrorism and criminal networks. It could also help counter misinformation that spreads rapidly online during security incidents. The concept of embedded journalism is not new. The United States military famously embedded hundreds of journalists during operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. The United Kingdom and several NATO countries have also utilized similar arrangements. These programs allowed reporters unprecedented access to military activities while providing the public with first-hand accounts from conflict zones. However, such arrangements also generated debates about journalistic independence. Some media experts argued that reporters embedded with troops could become too reliant on military access, potentially affecting objectivity. This raises an important question for Nigeria. Can the country create a framework that balances transparency, safety, and editorial independence? The proposal is not without challenges. Conflict zones remain extremely dangerous environments. Journalists accompanying troops could face threats from insurgents, bandits, improvised explosive devices, and other security risks. Experts say any successful implementation would require comprehensive safety training, clear operational guidelines, protective equipment, emergency evacuation protocols, a strong respect for journalistic independence. Without these safeguards, the initiative could place both journalists and military personnel at unnecessary risk. If implemented effectively, the initiative could mark a significant shift in the relationship between Nigeria's military and the media. Greater transparency could improve public trust. More accurate reporting could help citizens better understand national security challenges, and enhanced cooperation between journalists and security agencies could contribute to a more informed national conversation. However, success will ultimately depend on how the program is designed, regulated, and managed. The balance between security interests and press freedom will be critical. For now, the proposal remains under consideration, but if approved, it could become one of the most significant changes to security reporting in Nigeria's recent history. Whether viewed as a transparency breakthrough or a complex operational challenge, one thing is certain: the conversation about how Nigerians receive information about national security is evolving, and the decisions made today could shape public trust, media access, and military communication for years to come. What do you think? Should journalists be allowed to accompany Nigerian troops during military operations? Will this improve transparency and public trust, or could it create new risks for both the media and the military? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this report, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more in-depth coverage of African security, development, business, and global opportunities. This is Africa Global Opportunities TV. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next report.